we'll have kids, but like we're not going to let that change
Our lifestyle.
our lifestyle, right?
Chris
Like, you
last
know,
words.
Still gonna do the
they're
same
joining
things.
our lives. They're joining our
Yeah.
lives. It's not the other way around.
We're
And
gonna
honestly,
groom them the right way. They're gonna do. All right. Apparently, every time we start, I'm going to start coughing
yeah.
almost on cue as soon as it hits the one. So, welcome everybody to Dad Strong. We guys that talk weekly about all things dads, parenting, jokes, fitness, health, you name it. We'll probably talk about it. We're God, I can't talk. I'm start over. Just kidding.
You're killing it, Will. You're killing it. Good job.
Oh, good Lord. So my name is William. We have Tyler and Q, as per usual. So if you're new here, we appreciate you. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and follow us every week. We talk about some topic. Today, we're going to talk about is losing yourself. What did I say? Losing yourself before fatherhood, or after fatherhood. How did I say it? In fatherhood. Good Lord. It is a hot mess. So what you thought of yourself before you became a father and how you are after, and is trying to get back to before kids, even something you want. So we'll dive deeper into that today. But as we do every single week, we're going to start off with a couple different things. So the first one we're going to talk some jokes, of course. They can be lighthearted. They can be funny dad jokes. Common, the most, what we've been doing a little bit more is a mix of lighthearted dad jokes and some suspect darker jokes. Right on cue.
That's good contribution there, buddy. Good contribution.
You know how to add to the call, add to the call.
And then after we finish our jokes, we're going to get into our weekly dad wins or dad fails. If you have any of these, whether it be jokes, wins, fails, please comment on any of our videos. Message us. You can find us at dadstrong253.com. That is where all of our links for our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, everything's on there. If you want to know more about our coaching services, we have that as well. So now that that's all out of the way, all the fun jazz. So who wants to go first?
Dad jokes.
I got one. So look, I told my old lady she should embrace her mistakes. So she gave me a hug.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
all right.
It was good.
All right. So a limbo champion walked into a bar. So he's disqualified.
I got that one. I got that one. Normally I'm like, what's going on? All right, why did the golfer bring 2 pair of pants?
So just in case you got a hole in one.
You heard that one.
There we
go. Yeah. I asked my date to meet me at the gym, but she never showed up. I guess the two of us aren't going to work out.
Yeah, I could have hit you with that one. All right. A man just assaulted me with milk, butter, and cheese. How dare he?
No.
Okay.
I found a wooden shoe in my toilet today. It was clogged.
All right, I like that.
All right. What's an adult's favorite workout? Carrying emotional baggage.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I said this off air earlier, but Q, you weren't here yet. My friend was showing me his tool shed and pointed to a ladder. He said, "That's my step ladder. I never knew my real ladder." Good. Maybe he went out to go get some milk.
Yeah. Dude.
I just seen an AI video of that, man. It had the dad. It said, just found out my son got drafted, and had the dad standing there, and then the milk came into the screen. They had the jug just fall out his head.
Oh,
Oh no.
I was weak. Man.
oh, lordy.
Did you guys hear about the new book about constipation?
No.
Because it hasn't come out yet.
Uh, you know, I don't know if I ever told you guys this or not, but I don't trust stairs. They're always up to
What?
something.
I think that's all I
I
got.
yeah, I got a
Maybe,
couple for the
maybe,
end.
maybe one more.
Sorry.
You got to share
So
with the You
stupid,
got to share
but
with
I don't even care.
share with the
Wait, did I say this one before? I might have. I don't know. What's blue and not very heavy?
Yes.
Not very.
Yeah.
Light
blue.
That was a good one. That was a good. I'm about to say some Smurf shit or something like that. You feel me? Like,
Fucking dying, man.
yeah, he almost killed himself. That's a niche level.
Woo! Ooh. All right. Q, you got any more? Or are you done
Yeah. I like to say my last little couple for the finale.
for the last bit?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're moving on from jokes. Those are some solid ones, man. I'm like hacking up along. It's all good, no big deal. And so we're next thing we're going to talk about is our weekly dad wins or fails. You can have one, you can have both. Yeah. Who wants it?
I'll go.
So man,
I'll
okay,
listen.
go ahead. Drop the ball. Let's get it.
Raise your hand when you want to say it with your chest. You guys did that at the exact same time.
All right.
Nah, go ahead
I
and
think
bless
my
it, Tyler.
dad win. My dad win this week was like back in Easter. We did like a Easter basket thing for the kids. You know, when they wake up, they have kind of like little knickknacks and surprises and stuff. But we got them each a set of tickets. Like my daughter got some concert tickets, and I got my son some movie tickets. And so yeah, there's took him out to go see that Super Mario Galaxy the other day, and like just kind of
Yeah.
hung out with him. Went out for some food afterwards, and uh, it's I don't know how many times throughout like the time together. He's like, I like it when we're just hanging out together, and you're my favorite dad. And like I mean, I'm like your only dad, dude. But
Right. Why do we
just
respond like that too? I do the same thing.
yeah,
My kid will be like, "Oh, you're the best dad ever. My favorite dad." I'm like, "I'm your only." Wait a minute.
Yeah.
yeah. But no,
Who are
just like
you talking
getting
to?
those times like can feel like I look forward to them, but they're kind of a pain in the ass, like leading up to it too. Is you're like, like there's other things I could be doing, or different uh things going through your head leading up to it. But those moments where it is just one on one are pretty cool. That you can see a different side of your kids, and yeah, just that was a win for me. It was fun. It was special. Got to do it more often.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. Q.
My God. Let's see. So my dad wouldn't have to come through, well, with my daughter, man, the whole her playing softball. Remember, I know a couple episodes back, I was talking about this big old argument. I wanted her to run track. I feel it's more beneficial, but more so letting her experience and have fun. So dad wins. So we went out there first fast pitch, not softball. Excuse me, all you fast pitchers out there. But yeah, it was a fun experience. Watch. I never watched fast pitch before, like a full on game besides catching highlights on ESPN or something. Watching her go out there, get her first base, her running. I didn't know when up to their third strike that they could just, drop the bat and dig to the base. So if it wasn't for
Say
that,
what?
it was So like only when it comes like that third strike, they can drop and run or take the strike or
So if they get
something
struck
like that.
out,
Yeah, you know, like I said,
if
let's
they
say
get
if it's
struck
like a
out,
full
they still
count.
have to race to the base.
Yeah, they can take the option to, as far as my
Oh,
understanding at the moment. Correct me if I'm
so they
wrong, but
Little
I
wait till
did.
the
little
pitcher throws the ball and then like, pew.
Yeah, so I guess I don't know if that's just like a middle school rule. So because the score can run up in one inning from what I see, like each team gets about 5 to 6 runs from
Mm-hmm.
pitching, and the craziness of outfielders, infielders, trying to figure it out. But just watching it pure joy, enjoy yourself, thinking like I had like, oh man, I was about to block this, because what I wanted her to do,
Yeah.
So I'm take there, man, watching enjoy it, man. I see some people slide that I'm like, don't you be sliding, it's not that
Yeah.
serious. We're not going to state, No, I don't want to say that, excuse, but that's my parental brain thinking.
right.
But
You
then
would have
so
been
I had a
sliding.
Yeah.
Q.
yeah, yeah. I'm a competitor. I looked at my
Yeah,
dad
yeah,
too,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I had to pop,
Uh-huh.
Right.
like it's gonna be a long car ride home, but I slid though. But yeah. So then
Nice.
I had, which led into my dad fell, right? So I'm like poor planning. My son man had dropped the ball on me. It was like basically, he feel like we've been putting not enough attention in his sport as we would to other kids, just because he rarely
Jealous?
plays. So, but I feel like he does have a valid point. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, man, I'm about to see this game, drop her off to practice, head to this game, and kind of fumble the bag in there. So we gets there like halftime. He's the goalie, so it's a tough game. I look at the score, it's 3-0. So I know he's in his head, probably having that mental battle, like you feel like he's letting the team down. Because when you scored, it's a team in soccer,
Mm.
but as the goalie, you feel like, I suck, no matter. And kind of
That's
like,
a tough,
felt,
tough position.
yeah, I
Yeah.
felt that. I picked him up later. It was like, man, how do you feel about your game? He was like, it was good. You know, Nobody was there, so I feel like I had a good game. I'm like, low blow. And so I
Mm.
know it
Yeah.
like me is no harm. He's standing tall, but like I wish was able to juggle my time just a smidge. But on paper, it looks good. You're like, okay, I can get here, get there. And
Mm-hmm.
realistically, I feel like Howard told me, like, look, I'll be there to catch the second half. It probably been better than just leading them on like I've been there for the game.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
It can be hard. It can be hard, especially like when you're leaving those games and like, little conversations happen here and there. And like,
Yeah.
in your head, you're going, I gotta go. And
And
then,
then which I always forget to be finding parking because you forget there's other parents, school, other
mm,
school. I'm like, I pull up to the high school parking lot full. We got to walk for like 10 minutes. So that's like, yeah, I'm
yeah.
like, the whole time you speed walking, no, you ain't gonna get there no faster than what you stressing everybody out. So yeah, man, I was here. Yeah, that was my little dad feel for the week, man. I felt bad for the little man, so I'll be there bright and early at that game, Gotta tell Yaya, look,
Right.
gotta go support your brother first.
Hey, it's okay. We're human, right? You can.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. So at least you recognize it. Uh. Um. Anyway, so I'm gonna go with the fail for the week. Not it's not a bad
Which
fail,
one?
but like, huh?
Not
Wow. Jesus. Fuck you. That's like week 3 in a row that you've like hit me with some bullshit on this thing, and I'm like, my brain's not like, like my guard is up at work, and I'm like, all right, where's it going for the most part? But like we get here, and I'm like, I got nothing.
Huh?
So yeah. No, I definitely my fail was more of like, I guess. Well, one of them we pulled off, but he had picture day on Friday, and I got the reminder message on Thursday, even though he brought me the form last week, and I just forgot about it. Luckily, I just placed the order on Thursday, but I didn't necessarily need to because they were just going to do class pictures. They're like, but if you pay to get solo pictures, I was like, oh, so I didn't actually have to. But you know what? He had a pretty dope stance, so we'll take care of it. But the other one to fail was like, I don't know why, but I just let him stay up later, and it's part of it's because it's like it's daylight longer in the day. So
Mhm.
normally it's like during the winter it's like getting him in bed by like 7:30, and now it's like it's still daylight, and he's smart enough to be like it's daylight. And I'm like, yeah, but, and then there was a night that I let him stay up until like, I don't know, 9:30 on a school night, and I was like, he'll be fine." Yeah, which he was, and then the next morning, we woke up at, like, 8:10, and I was like, "Oh, fuck, we gotta go to school." He had to be at school at 8:35, so it was like, rush, get him going, brush your teeth, do this, I gotta jump in the shower, and I was like, "Oh, this is a mistake." Got him there at, like, 8:40, when all is said and done. So he was a little late, but it wasn't like school doesn't start till 8:40. So we were like right on time, but still it was like rushed, like threw him a banana, like here, you're eating this for school.
Yeah. Doesn't
So
feel good to send him out the house that way. I
no,
get it.
normally I always try to have like breakfast with him. But oh,
Right.
that was the other thing that day. Like I didn't have any more cereal. And so we normally always have a bowl of cereal in the morning. And I'm just like, this is a hot mess. And so I think the next morning I made it up to him and I was like, bro, I actually got up on time. We had chocolate chip pancakes to start today. So
There you go.
Okay, way to
chocolate chip
bounce back. Way to
protein
bounce back.
pancakes. Let's not get it twisted. Um, all right. Well, that was our dad wins and fails for the week. Once again, if you have any out there in the world, please share them with us. We'd love to share them with everybody else. Same with the jokes, as I mentioned. So, like I said, dadstrong253.com. You can find all of our links, all the fun stuff. All right. So, we're going to get into it today. Topic about losing yourself in fatherhood and already trying to get back to it. This is a very broad topic, and we're going to do our best to kind of bring it in, narrow it down a little bit. And maybe this is a two-parter that we can talk about, first part this week, second part, whatever. On that note, too, we will state that our man Tyler here is going in for surgery or later this week on Wednesday. So we're going to wish him the absolute best as well.
Thank you.
And he'll be kind of laid up for a hot minute. So he's just going to record the podcast from his back.
Oh, shit.
You're the dad recording. It's like,
Yeah, that's going to be an awkward view. He'd be like, just turn off the camera. We don't need to see the Jabba the Hutt. Yes.
Job.
All right. So I guess, where we could start about is maybe you can talk about where you were at. We had that episode of like prior to kids. So like maybe what you had hoped for. We didn't go into too much detail, but like what you think you were going to do before you found out you're going to be kids, and how you maybe have mapped out your life for what that image dream, goal was. And then how has that changed? And you know, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be like that goal for like say career or anything like that, but maybe even physical mental health standards, right? Whatever, like you thought one thing. I know we talk about this, but it's like Q was the youngest here, so it'll be an interesting perspective to see like where he was at and stuff like that. And then now, and then for myself it's like, okay, I'm the oldest, and where was I at? I had a lot of life experience prior to kids. So yeah, no. So I will go in and just kind of start it off with just obviously I had my son later in life. 6 years ago, almost, well, yeah, 6.5 years ago now. And so I had done a lot of things in life. Obviously, fitness was always a big thing, but I think at the time I was trying to become a firefighter. And I became a volunteer. I was already a volunteer firefighter, and that was like my big aspiration. And so, I met my ex-wife, and we met, and 6 months later we got married, and 4 months later we found out we were pregnant. And then 3 months after that, that knowledge, I started my new job as a professional firefighter. And I had this idea of whatever it was going to look like. But then fatherhood does change you, of course. And so getting into it, it's like, oh well, you see so many people that are firefighters and that have families, things like that. And then I got into it realizing that that wasn't for me. I wasn't actually that great at it. But I think I was had my moments where I was, like, physically fit, of course. Definitely becoming a dad changed a bit of it. You're running around, but just not, like, active. Um, and so that was definitely a big thing prior to me is, like, I had so much life experience, so I thought I was ready to, you know, quote, unquote, "settle down to be a father and have kids." Like, "Oh, I understand it now. I'm 38. I got most of my shit figured out." I didn't. Did not have it. It was a facade. I can fully admit that now. And even understanding a lot of things of how society, the world works and shit like that. So I think for me it was definitely jarring. But then even like thinking about it, like trying to get back to a level, I think I'm actually physically, as of right now, I'm not as in the best shape that I was then, but mentally, I have grown exponentially to where it's like, I mean, me and Tyler talked about this prior to you jumping on Q and before we hit record, but it's like, if you could go back, talk to yourself at that time when you were about to find out, when you found out you're being a father or going to become a father, like what would you say to them? And, or is that even something you want? It's like, I'm looking back at it going, I don't need to go back to that. That guy was kind of shallow and stubborn and kind of an asshole a lot of the times. Like he just, he didn't really, it was like a very, very selfish led mentality of a lot of things of, I needed to do this for my career, do this, whatever the case is. And now it's like I still have those goals in mind, but it's just more of like, well, what can I do to better my situation? But it's not just bettering my situation, it's bettering the young one's situation as well. So, yeah, I don't want to go back. The
I
short
don't want to
version is
go back.
so. Uh, I'm a Toys R Us kid.
There
Right.
you go.
I remember that.
Thank you for
I
picking up
remember
on
that.
that. Old Jeffrey the giraffe.
Hmm.
Hey, that's what my son's got. He's got a little stuffy giraffe, not an actual like from the toys or from Toys R Us kids. Actually, I do have the Pop Funko Jeffries that I found him, and so we got a couple of those. But he has a little stuffy that is named Jeffrey, and we spell it with a G. So yeah, Jeffrey goes everywhere with him. So even at
Right.
6, so that thing's
Another
tattered.
technical thing. Q, I don't know if it's showing up for you. Is Will's picture all blurry and everything, or is that just
Yeah.
my
Yeah, he's
stream?
blurry.
Okay.
It does. It's gonna do that because your guys' is coming through as blurry too from time to
All
time.
right. Just
But
got
it
a
Okay.
does
bad
get
connection.
fixed. Yeah, it
Okay.
All
does
right.
get fixed
Cool.
later on. So
All right. So
Cool.
we
Cool.
ignore
All right.
this blotch. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because like Q right now, you're very pixelated, and I can only literally see like a quarter of your face. Um, so
Oh no. Where'd that
oh,
just? Uh oh.
awkward silence.
Right.
Well, Q, if you
There
want to
we go.
talk, well,
There we
Tyler,
go. Sorry about
whatever.
that.
I was like, I don't know
Oh,
what the
yeah,
hell's
yeah.
going on. So
Okay. So we was on the topic of the being back to, so the younger me as a dad, man, like I said, man, I was fresh 18, wet behind the ears, man. Still didn't even have the concept down that I was a dad though, Like it was more so using the phrase I'm a dad, more so the holla at little lady friends and stuff than I was the concept being a dad. I was in at the time, me and my children's mother at the time, we was having teenage relationship problems. You can see the kid, no, you can't see the kid, we're not together, all that, this and the third. So man, like, yeah, the younger me, man, I didn't take my parents as serious. Like I show up, hey there, pop in, pop out. So as a dad standpoint, nah, I would be the younger me, man. Like my dad priorities were not in line with life priorities. You know, that guy I had a lot of fun, a lot of a lot of mischievous fun. But if I like I said, so there's things I do battle with myself going back and forth as like I would say wish I can get the time back because I like who the person I am today. I would not be the father I was if I didn't make those mistakes early on. Like I tell my son, man, we crack a joke now. Like my house, me and my son, we take dark humor funny with each other. And crack the like the milk. I was talking about the milk earlier. Like we cracked those jokes. He was like, "Yeah, I'm surprised you came back with the bill." And I was like, "Ha, I sure did think about it, things like that." Because like he grew up with me, like I had him when I was
Right.
18.
Mm.
I joked about, like, he was the experiment child. Like what I learned, you learned,
Jesus Christ.
what I experienced, you experienced,
Yeah.
'cause like I said, I grew up with him,
Congratulations, son. You're the beta. I got to figure this
Yeah,
shit out.
he joke about
Yeah.
it. And yeah, so man, like there's times
1.0.
like yeah, there's times like so I wouldn't want to go back. I do appreciate the younger Q, as a father. Like, thank you for teaching me what not to do now, how to handle my problems and but thankful that like I was able to make it young, like where they couldn't see it. Like right now, they're like, damn, what are you talking about on your podcast? Things were good. I'm like, yeah. Only my older son, like, yeah, I know. The other kids, they didn't get a chance to see it. He nodded his head like, I hear that. He probably might like this one. Look out for his light, you know. But
He said,
Yeah.
you
yeah,
guys don't know, dad was feral. He was just out
yeah.
here running the streets.
And yeah, not only that, like when I was around, like I was pushing that, especially because I had a son, like that aggression montage. I got to teach him to be a man. I got to make him tough. He was my only
Mhm.
son to like 5 years ago. I'm 8, 19, with that mindset, testosterone pumping, and I'm still like fresh, athletic, out of high school. So I'm like, yeah, so you tough. He falls, scraped his knee. Like the dad sensitivity was like, oh baby, you okay? I'm like, get up, wipe your tears. He
Right.
experienced that, dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and like said, like it's all good and say so now. We like bothers me and did. Yeah. So now I would have to say I embrace what I learned from the experience, and I would not invite that guy back to reality. We keep him in that box. When they sell bad boys, we'll put him in that little box. We're gonna chuck
Oh
him in the
yeah.
Yeah.
ocean.
Yeah, throw that bitch in the ocean.
Yeah, he's
Got to
gone.
be motherfucking Jacques Cousteau to get this thing.
Yeah.
Ah,
Tyler.
Mm.
how you feel,
Yeah.
man?
Yeah, so no, I mean, well, I was 20, 27, or no, 30 when we had my daughter. So no, like kind of like you in a way. I thought I kind of had shit figured out. Will like
Yeah.
um or like we were on a good path. Like we you had jobs and we weren't struggling for money, and had lots of friends, and you have time for all that. You know, I was going to CrossFit at the time, so I'd be at the gym for like 2 hours a day. Um, and
Sensationally ripped.
yeah, well, and then I remember us having conversations like, yeah, we'll have kids, but like we're not going to let that change uh
Our lifestyle.
our lifestyle, right?
Famous last words right there.
Yeah.
Famous
Like
last
We still be
words.
able to do the
they're
same
joining
things.
our lives. They're joining our
Yeah.
lives. It's not the other
Yeah,
way
yeah, yeah.
around.
We're gonna
And
we're gonna
honestly,
groom them the right way. They're gonna do all those things. Blah 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 blah
Facts.
yeah,
blah.
Facts.
yeah. But I mean, there's been stages in in their life where like that did kind of work. Right, we did like still hang out. We'd bring them out in like their car seat and like, all right, you go sleep, and yeah, okay, you're good here on the floor
Yeah.
sleeping. We'll
Yeah. Definitely
get you a
figure out a
bottle
way to
or a
make it
diaper
work.
if you need it, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
but then yeah, now that they're getting older and they do have their own lives and desires and plans and schedules and stuff, and you do find that uh previous mindset, like it's impossible. Like, I mean, and if it
Yeah.
isn't, then your kids aren't doing much, I guess. Um,
Mhm.
but well, no,
Say how
so I
you
mean, they're
feel.
not doing much like activity wise, right?
Say how
They
you
can hang
feel.
out at the house. My bad, my bad. There's no slight to anybody that doesn't have a kids in full time sports.
He said,
That's
keep,
just
keep your kids involved in something. Keep them active, please. Keep them active.
I,
That's what he
I,
said.
I love how it just
oh
took him like a
no.
whole whopping like 30 to 40
Uh,
seconds later to be like,
I mean,
wait, no, oh shit.
I, because
That's
as a dad, I
ADHD
got it.
talking for you
Hey,
guys.
look, I got it. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yep. Keep your kids active, please.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Uh,
Keep the
I
kids
got it.
active, right?
but like life before, you got probably friends at a higher priority, your own friends,
Mhm.
right? Um, Career might even be a little bit stronger. Maybe that doesn't go away. Like I put, kind of my progress in that field on the back burner to, do the stay at home dad thing. Um, you know what, you got to try to keep working on your marriage or your, relationship
You
or
gotta do
whatever
the work.
status that you're at, right? Then you
Mhm.
try to keep up on your own fitness, um, and then try to keep up on like activities and like, keeping up with things that you like to do if you got a minute for that. But
Right.
you know, from then till now, like I don't think it's gonna be a huge difference, but, there's some, I think, less selfishness, um, but also kind of like that fear of like, all right, what happens once the kids are gone, or, out of the house, not gone. But,
Yeah, doing their own thing.
what's life? My wife and I talk about that from time to time, like,
Yeah.
trying to stay close with each other and like do things together activity wise that like, that we can keep up once the kids are gone, that it's not just this like, well, they're done. Like, now what?
Right.
Um, so like losing yourself. Like I used to joke, it was almost a joke, kind of semi serious, but like when I was a stay at home dad, I was like, man, once the kids go like are all the way into school, like I might just take like 3 weeks some one summer and go like hike the Pacific Crest Trail for a chunk or a length or something. Just like get out, be by myself,
Yeah, and
have
see,
some time to like,
and that
meditate and hit that reset button or
yeah, get
something.
that on me.
Go
Never,
straight monk status.
Facts.
yeah,
And
never,
see,
never did it. Always kind of wanted to, but who knows? Maybe that's in the future somewhere. Like once, you
Maybe.
know,
I guess speaking of
I don't
which,
know.
your
With
day,
like
your
the
days
way
as like the dad.
the way you're becoming more and more crippled, you gonna be barely able to make it to the bathroom. So
I better,
right.
I better do it now. Yeah.
I used to, hey, look,
so
That's
they're
all right.
gonna
like I
They're
go
gonna
like to
put me.
with
joke.
They're gonna put me
surgery.
back
Hold on.
together.
Hold on,
They're
Tyler.
gonna
Like
put
I
me
like
back
to joke.
together. It'll
Look,
be all right.
we in that era. Like, new body parts are coming out weekly. So they might have that new bionic
Mm.
abdomen. You go buy it. And
We're
just
gonna
real
we're gonna
fast
get to the
about
point where
that.
Yeah, yeah.
we can
you
just be
know,
able to 3D print some shit.
you know what
Oh, wouldn't that be sick? Give me
Hey, come
that.
back
Give me
there.
that meniscus
Like,
cartilage.
hey, yeah,
It's gonna be like it's like
got
the
that new
video game
rotator.
stuff you buy.
Yeah.
Hey, but
Yeah.
You get
Or
that
it's
new
like
got that
armor.
got that new rotator cuff with that warranty. Well, yeah, look,
right.
you hear that
Can
smooth,
can
a smooth
can I
glide.
get a new shoulder right
Oh,
now,
you get that.
please?
You got
Like,
that pre-owned rotator. Or do you go brand new?
Right.
That's
Hey,
it's
X300 was on the box,
certified.
so you know, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna need the custom Asian one.
Fact.
Are they
Right.
built different? Is that?
Yeah, yeah, they're built to last.
Right. Yeah,
Oh
they got
man,
two
Until
core.
my
you're
buddy,
Look, they got
44.
two core values in those products. Yeah, I go buy a
my
stand
buddy
by then.
sent me this video. It's totally off of some tangent, but whatever. It just made me think about it because of the Asian joke. But um, it's like a video POV of like driving, and you hear this lady, and it was an impeccable, like deep, thick Asian accent, and there's like a Ford truck on fire on the side of the road. She's like, that's why you don't buy the Ford. It burned, and it just going off, and I'm dying. And she's like,
Oh,
you got to get the Toyota Corolla, and she's talking about Toyota. The video pans, and it's a white lady, and she's
here I
blonde.
see
And I'm like,
that. Did you see like Australian or something
Ah,
like that? Yeah,
yeah, and I was like,
oh
you know what, that's too
yeah, I
no.
good.
see
But
that.
you know what? Hey, Hondas,
And she had me
Toyotas, this
fooled.
shit lasts forever. So I'm just saying.
But to tie in the
Have you
term of
guys
like,
ever?
go ahead. Oh, I was tied back in term.
Oh, I was just gonna
You about to
say
run off the tangent.
no. Yeah, well,
Oh,
I stopped, but I was gonna say, have you guys? So speaking on the topic, bringing
yeah,
it back. Have you ever met
we bounce around.
anyone? Yeah, for sure. It makes it entertaining. We're literally three squirrel brain people. What? Shiny red ball.
Mine.
Have you ever met a guy? It could even be a mom too, I guess, right? Like that. Maybe they are striving for that, and I say that because I think like as sometimes, I mean, Tyler,
Striving
you kind
for
of touched
what side?
like to get back to where maybe they were
Mm,
prior to kids.
like you see
And when I
him. You see
say
him
this,
reverting.
kind of, but I feel like I've met a couple people in my lifetime that have had that kind of mindset when their kids were young. And I found that very interesting to be like, you know, they were striving to get back to where they were on the physical side of things prior to kids.
Mm,
And I can understand that they're like, oh, I was in the best shape of my life before I had kids, right? However, we've talked about like more of the mental side of things, but Have you ever come across anybody in your times that like, for example, Q, let's put it in this way for you. You had your first kid when you were young, right? And here it is now. You talked about that he grew up around you. He saw a lot of, he went through a lot of your trials and tribulations that you went through as well, right? But let's say devil's advocate,
Mhm.
you don't have your other young kids, right? You had the one, he's about to be done, right? And so I'm curious for your perspective. And then even talking about this, like I've met people that had kids when they were younger, and here they are, their kids are older and on their way to hopefully being contributing adults and not menaces to society and all that other shit. But they're on their own. So then they're finally getting to a point where it's like, I don't want to say reinvent, but they have to reinvent, but at the same time they start thinking about what they like to do / what they used to like to do, and
Mhm.
can they get that back?
When it's
Mm.
all like, I got friends like, like I said, some kids older, some like we're at the age, like a lot of kids are getting out the house, going to college. So
Right.
kind of like like they type their passion and like love with their kids to bond in like sports. I've seen that happen with like a lot of fathers, like they, a lot of them become coaches and still have that same aspect for when their kid leaves. So now they're around helping you. Are you tied into like community jobs? Like, working like I see them getting involved in the organization doing like 707 teams and like it's kind of like studying, don't say necessarily reinventing like as well as like staying involved as a father with trying to their passion of sports. Not everybody work out, but they like people like to stay involved and still pass the message of fitness along. So I was saying some made that journey reinvent, like, hey, I'm about to go bodybuild, I'm about to go back to how it was, free day tea, weight room forever. Some I see some people, take it with grace, stay as fit as they can, but transfer in the field of passing knowledge,
Right.
coaching, things like that. 'Cause that's kind of like what I started to like as my son got 7 to 8 and things got more common in my life. I'm like, well, let's play sports. That's my bond. That's my love. And
Mhm.
we're going to
Well,
love it.
let me ask you this then. So, like, if you didn't have all of the other kids, wow, that
Mhm.
sounded really bad. My bad. Jesus Christ! If
All the other
all the
Right.
other
You
kids,
know?
I think you did this.
Right.
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
feel me? I was like, I was like five
Can
more
you
I don't
tell?
know about them.
Can you
Let me
tell I
put that
said a
out there in the
stereotype
world.
without saying I had a
Yeah,
stereotype?
yeah, definitely drop the
Jesus Christ!
stereo. I'm like, look, all the kids. Come on.
As
Well,
soon as I
pause,
said it
Johnny.
out loud, I was like, "Oh fuck."
Oh, me.
No. So let's just say, like, I don't even know if you've ever thought about it. So this might be one of those moments where I ask the question, you're gonna be like, "Nope, never thought about it." But if you only had your son, who's your
Yeah.
oldest, right? Like, and here he is growing up to, be his own man and everything like that. What do you think you would be doing or striving to be if you didn't have any other younger kids? Like you were one and done. Your man's turning 18, 19, whatever, doing his thing, about to go to college, and you're like, ooh, okay.
Man, like to be all the way honest, man, to be right where I'm at right now, like thanks fitness, like working out, I'm about to start playing flag football, jumping in the coach. Like I just love sports and kids, man.
Oh, you're
Kids
gonna
is
pull a
my
hamstring.
my passion. I know that's why I gotta drop this other 20 pounds with this challenge we doing. So with the flag football,
Just don't drop
But
it from
I
your
probably
hamstrings. That's
yeah, I
Right.
probably like I said, I probably would have jumped back into like coaching a long time ago, because it would have stayed with them. Like Kobe when it came, I probably would have just stayed with it, like the youth, because just so that way I could fill that gap, like okay, my son's
Mhm.
growing up. I always wanted to be that coach. I'm like, yeah, look, so my son, we knew what it take. You got to put that coach voice. So yeah, he got there, he did that to get to college. Like, always wanted to have those conversations. So I just see myself doing the same thing. I'm about to step in now, just a little bit later. Like, yeah, out there in
Right.
some high school, giving back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Having about 50 little sons. Calling them as they leave. Like, yeah.
No.
So I
Uh,
did. So I started putting that attention into my next few athletes.
there you go. All right. Yeah, I was just
There
curious.
is
So
something
for
there
sure.
is something
Yeah.
cool about coaching, like getting
hmm
Hmm.
those kids kind of like
And it's
not
like
not
a
just
forever
get them
thing,
to look
man.
up to you, but yeah,
Yeah,
there's
Well,
kids
especially
that I
that's
like,
coached like 3 years ago that still see me like, "Hey, Coach Tyler." I'm like,
yeah,
"Oh."
exactly. like you just call me Q now, Mr. Q's good. Like, nah,
Uh-huh.
coach. I'm like, all
yeah,
right, forget I'm
yeah,
Yeah.
forever gonna be
yeah. I know.
coach.
I don't.
Mhm.
I have very limited experience in teaching the kids, and I think I am a very patient human
Mhm.
when I need to be, and I'm very patient with my son and coaching him through things. But I don't. And this could change
Oh,
once Calvin gets
it's
old enough to do other sports that I may be having an interest in it. But I don't have an interest in it.
it's
Like, I mean, Q, you remember last year we did the Boys and
Mhm.
Girls Club thing, and I went once, and I was like, yeah. And after that, I was like, nope, I'm not doing this.
Like I
These
said,
kids are
you just gotta wait until he find that passion, and then like, cause it's kind of
right, and that's
like
fine.
a
Like I said,
magnetic thing, man.
and
Like,
it'll probably change when Calvin's
yeah,
older,
cause that's what
and
I said. I
he
would
gets more involved.
look. I was just there to show up at the games, just like I told you, like back then. I'm here. I'm just here. I'm watching, especially when it was
Yeah,
like little YMCA sports that I knew wasn't being taken that serious. So like, I'm like, man. And then like, I see my son hit his first little bucket, and like he jumped up. I was like,
yeah,
up. We're all the moments. I'm here. And then you get to that point to where you get one of them stringer back coaches. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna teach my son how he need to be our daughter,
I
however, my kid.
I could
Like,
do better than that. Yeah.
yeah, you kind of join in. Now you just volunteering. Make sure you know you're on the sideline.
yeah.
You know.
Well, I could
Mhm.
say this, like with Calvin doing jujitsu, the one like cool thing about it that
Mm,
the main instructor, you're not allowed to chime in. Like there's all the parents that are there, and I got called out once, and it was an innocent thing, but like Calvin was running around the mat and he's trying to do a maneuver, and I just leaned over the edge of the wall, and I was like, "You got to move your leg this way." And he did it, and the coach was on the other side of the mat, and he came over to me and he was like, "Hey, I forgot to tell you." He's like,
don't
"You're
disrespect
not,
my dojo.
well, no." He said, "When the kids are on the
There's
mat,"
gonna be
he goes,
consequences.
Yeah,
"Yeah." He was like, "When the kids are on the mat," he goes,
yeah.
there's no coaching." He's like, "It's only coming from me." He goes, "And that's just the rules, the respect of it." I was like, "Hey, that's fair." So then I just sat my ass down, and now I take him over there, and he'll look over, and he's always like looking for like encouragement from me, but I don't like try to
I
coach
see.
him for him anything. I just,
Hey, look,
so it's kind of nice that like this guy, the main instructor is just like, "Yep." And it's really impressive because I can understand now why they say to get your kids in early on with
uh,
jujitsu because of the discipline, because I
yeah.
watched this guy teach, and he's very like jovial but in a stern way.
Mm.
So it's,
Mm,
it's like, he gets their attention, and it's like, okay, if
that's
the kids
dope.
are being rowdy, which they will, he'll clap his hands multiple times, and then he yells out, "Your turn." And like all the kids have to respond by clapping in that cadence. And, he always asks for this accountability. And it's like, really impressive because there's been a couple times now, there's been like 20 plus kids that are 4 to 6 years
Mhm.
old. And you're just like, oh, Lord have mercy. And
Takes
you
a
know what? He gets
ringmaster.
like
Right.
one kid there was there a couple weeks ago. He was just not having it. This kid was just like he was Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, just walking around the mat, mopey. Just I mean, like the kid did not want to be there, and this man, like, they went to do another drill, and this kid was just not having it. And the instructor got down on one knee, grabbed him by his arm, kind of like, like, "Hey,
Right.
are you okay?" Checking with him, not in a bad way, but like not yelling at him by any means. Like, "Are you in pain? Are you hurt? Like, what is going on?" Right? And he's like, "Well, nothing." He goes, "Well, if that's the case, I need you to snap out of it because when we're here to train, we're here to train." And even like Calvin the other day, we walked off and Calvin took his gi off and he's like, "I'm so sweaty." And this man was like, "Good. That's how you're supposed to be." He goes, "If you don't leave here sweating, then you didn't train hard enough." I was like, "Ha ha 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 ha, ha, yes." And I was like,
Yeah.
"That's right." So
Mhm.
I know,
yeah.
man. And going to like
Yeah,
the
I
fan
forgot your
sports,
initial
man.
question, but
Right.
Oh, the question was, I mean, the first question was like, getting back to that level. Do you feel
Mm,
like though, even as you get older and as your kids get older, that you try to get elements back? Like, you said it
mm,
once before there, Tyler, like it's almost impossible to get back to where we're, and we've all kind of agreed, and I'm sure that the public that listens to this will agree. If you've been a dad for any length of time, there's no real true, technically speaking, going all the way back to where we were, because mentally I don't think any of us want to ever go back to what we
Mhm.
were
Too many good
pre-kids
lessons. Too many
mentally.
good lessons along the way, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so,
And like
but
I
I feel
said,
like
man,
there's
like
gonna be elements,
you gotta
to
embrace
it. Like,
like
like, that's why I brought it up because Q, you were so young,
mhm,
right? And you had other aspirations, I'm sure, at that time of
right.
what you wanted to do with your life. Whereas in like with myself, I'm 38. I think I have a career ahead of me that is going to be the best thing in my life. In the fire service, they always talk about like, you just hit the lottery, you got the greatest job in the world. And you know what? I did it. And it definitely wasn't for me. And there were big portions of that I failed at bad. And it's like, yeah, this definitely ain't for me. And you do a lot of great things, but here I had to pivot from that. And then on top of that, I have a kid now. And I'm like, oh shit, what do I do now? I can't go back to the days of like working like a dog, because that's what my work ethic was, is like I would just put myself in a position where I just work all the time to get the things done, because that's
Mhm.
how I would prove my worth and value to a company, is like sacrifice my own mental side of things and health and whatever, just to prove that I'm a reliable, loyal person in whatever job career field I
Yeah.
am. And now I'm over here
And
like,
I
oh, wait,
think
you want me to work till when? Oh,
like
yeah, that doesn't work for my son's schedule.
facts. And I think like all men go through that, like accepting the fact, like embracing the new you, instead of looking to getting back to who you was, like every experience, like, 'cause you really don't get that wisdom until you get older. So it's like the ones that catch it beforehand, like that's dope. You one of the few, like you just embrace like improve where you're at now. You got that new body, where you at. The toll that whatever took, let's say your diet or you lose the fitness or your mental, like all that was part of that struggle of you building that family. You learning how to, like Tyler kind of said, work with the significant other, the growing kids and things like. So I think like if you have the mental question study, like let's not phrase it as going back or trying to get to where I was, like, because we all felt like we were at our prime in the youth. Body was there, everything clicking. The bruises you took didn't last long because you had that mindset. You just keep moving. When we take a loss now, it kind of stings a little longer because we understand the gravity of situations. I think that's what kind of changed that as well. So, like, man, if you just, step in and be like, hey, I want to just rest from here, man. Life's good. You do find those gaps that you have the opportunity to get working, like jump in that workout and focus on improving there, man. Build that dash strength you got, or that, let's say, that bond. If you did want to run and you have that opportunity, like don't look at it and say, I'm about to get back to where I was when I was running an 8 minute mile. Like, man, I'm about to run an 8 minute mile at 26. That's my goal, 27. Some people can't run a mile at all, So like
Only
study
8?
like you take it back. The fact like I ain't shooting for the sub 8. It's no need, no need for
I mean,
me.
you just got to be the guy that just set the record today. He just ran the first marathon in under 2 hours.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Mhm.
I seen it was
It
like
was like
one
1
yeah,
hour, 59 minutes
96.
and like
Yeah,
30 seconds or something like that. I'm
yeah, I
like,
seen that.
guy
That's
didn't even look like he was out of
insane.
breath. I was like,
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
that's some
what is
art.
that? Is that like 6-minute miles or something like that?
Oh, it's less than that. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's crazy
he
work.
was he was consistently doing probably closer to 5 minute miles, maybe five and a half. So for just under 2 hours for what, 26 miles? I don't
Mhm.
know. Remember, I'm not that type of Asian. Don't ask me that kind of math questions, fucker.
You're just about the shoulders, not the knees and the hips and
Yeah,
the
no, 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 no. About the technology to fix shit. But if you
Right.
try to tell me like math stuff, I ain't got it. Unless it's
Oh,
addition and
no.
subtraction right now, and it's simple numbers because I'm working on that with Calvin. So
There
he's
you
always
go.
asking me
Yeah.
like, what did he hit me? He went down the ladder the other day. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 10 is 20. 20 plus 20 is 40. And like just kept going. And then he got to a number and what did he get to? I don't remember now. Oh, I don't even know how we got there. It was like 160 plus 160. And he was like, And I was like, oh, I got this one.
Yeah. 6 minute and 50-second or 52-second
That's crazy.
mile
Hey,
time
I I
On
know I was
for
running
average.
two
in about
hours.
eighth
Yeah, for
grade.
2 hours.
Fucking Christ.
Well, yeah, eighth grade when I was running track, that was about the norm. These
I
these
Hmm.
mean, I
these
got my
these these ain't
best
taking
mile
that no
ever
more.
was 6 minutes and 20 seconds back in the day.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had like
Um,
6 minute, like nine
but
seconds or something like that.
now it'll take me 6 minutes to get out of bed. Um,
No, Look, I'm be standing at the starter line looking at that mile for 6 minutes, like I'm really about to do. You know, I'm standing
Man, 6 minutes to
there.
put my shoes on.
Yeah,
6 minutes to do
I'm
this with my
contemplating.
harness.
I'm
They
contemplating like
had
you.
I
Hey, I'm talking to third person and
I had to
everything.
go to
Like,
work
can we
today.
run
They made
today?
us do like we had to do part of the hit zone. They made me run up and down the turf. I was pissed, man. I was like,
Oh,
oh
Hey,
Will.
no.
hey,
Sound like a
Tyler,
box of Rice
I
Krispies
slid.
out there.
Hey, look, I slid in
Yeah.
there. Tyler, the kid in the back of the classroom, looking there, hella unentertained. I said, "Oh, let me go fuck some
No.
room." I had to go fuck in the
Like
back.
everybody was like, they
You
were
know,
pumped, they're
Good, good.
excited. They're like,
no,
hey,
you,
we're gonna be teaching classes.
no,
We're gonna
look,
go through
look.
the process and the
Hey, check.
rigmarole. And I was like,
He looked like that
fuck
star
this.
player that, when the team's in trouble, but he's like, it's not me. I don't need to be here. They lost the game.
Yeah,
He had that whole
practice.
mentality.
Practice.
That whole mentality.
We're talking about practice.
Hey, on the other note though, I
I
You
got
call
should
you
have
Allen
seen it,
Iverson
brother.
now.
Yeah, you should
my ego got a boost and some validation in one of the things. So at the end of the training, Coy was there and was like, hey, you guys are doing well, but any questions? Trying to, teach on it. And then said, what did she say? Because everybody else had been working together the last few weeks and I'm new there and to this group. And they were like, so at the end, Coy was just like, yeah, everybody's got their own experience. You guys are learning and growing, stuff like that. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. That's not outside of these trainings. I could definitely do it. And she pauses, she goes, or you can reach out to Will. Like, there's a reason why he's part of this team. Like, he's a wealth of information, a great resource he's been teaching a long time. And I was like, oh,
Right,
what? I
right.
just kind of sat there.
He
But
said,
even
"I."
though I look like a
He said,
complete,
"He said,
like,
all right, minions."
dumbass in the back of the Group X room earlier, I was like, no, I can't do this. Don't have me teaching the dance classes. I got no business being in that realm. So, nope.
And I kind of,
Nah.
but that kind of ties in like to the question, like how you say like not coaching things, right? You never know, like as if we all know you and everybody know you, but you're a fighter type guy. That's kind of a big part of the background. You like to bring up all your great attributes. You kind of let the job bring you back to it. So I can see,
No,
like, I can see, Sensei William here soon, and then,
I
little
mean,
Will like, Dad, I need my life back. I need you to get out. And you're like, no, son, I'm gonna live my life through you. You know, what's that? Karate
I
Kid
mean, I
6.
don't,
I see the
You
setup,
can't get
Karate
rid of me
Kid
that
6.
easy.
Hey, look,
yeah,
the setup
you're
for
not
Karate Kid 6,
wrong.
Oh,
Yeah, you're not
Jackie
wrong. I
Chan. Is
mean,
that?
I could definitely see that, like, because part of me was like, man, let's get Calvin involved in jujitsu, and I'm gonna get my big ass in it. And I thought I went to do something the other day, and I was like, yeah, let me do this. And I went to stretch, and I was like, oh, I ain't doing no fucking jujitsu. In the meantime, I need like a
Right.
year of prep to get my body right for this shit. And but no, you're not wrong. I could definitely see myself, um, Calvin doing like a tournament at his age group next year, and seeing
Yeah.
how it goes. Just because also, like, I'm grateful that his mom is involved with this situation of, like, she's taking him to his
Mhm.
classes. So every other week she's got to take him twice, and the other weeks I take him twice. But as long as he's consistently going, and I said he has to go for a minimum of 6 months, and I'm like,
Right.
yep, no, we're gonna get into it, and but I've
Get
got to
locked
get
in.
myself like
Right.
into that realm too, because it's like, oh, we're gonna practice tying your belt. We didn't.
Right.
Uh,
I was just trying to
Yeah.
survive this week. I've been
Right.
feeling like ass all week, so I don't know what's going on with me. So
Yeah, it was off
I,
week,
packing up a
man.
lung.
It was off
I
week.
think
But
that.
like,
Yeah.
so like kind of like this, right? So about we kind of touched like little fitness, little mentality, like as far as like, and we always kind of like brush on the subject through the last episode. As far as like, nothing about this is a good question. Like, so getting back to yourself as far as like as a dad, taking yourself like I just kind of asking me outside the kids, outside the friend, outside of work, outside of career, and significant other. Do you see yourself getting back, like trying to form like that wolf pack friend group with the guys, trying to find three buddies to go fishing with, ski trips? Like, do you like, is that part of the concept when
You
you talk
said
about like, getting back to yourself?
you
You know,
Yeah.
said
that's
ski. as in
Yeah,
like
like
snow ski.
yeah, ski trips or,
Okay, no,
like
I
wherever you wanna go to
it
golf.
came
Yeah.
through it came through a little differently, and it sounded like skeet, and I was like, "Look, if you try to go on a skeet trip, that's a."
I mean, if it's shooting, like
Yeah.
shotgun and stuff, that's
Oh,
fun. But
yeah,
We're
cold,
talking
cold.
Little John Skeet.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that,
I think it would be
my
healthy
philo
too. Uh,
yeah, I think
mhm,
my philosophy on this is that, as adults, let's put it just as adults, no kids, right? A lot of times when you go into adulthood, you keep your friends that you had from high school, college, whatever the case is, and you do those things. And but then as you still get older, say no kids still involved, it becomes increasingly more difficult to keep those friends or even make new friends. And especially think like it's the running joke, right? Guys can make friends pretty fast for the most part, especially like at the gym. Like how
I
many
think
of
you
the
can make
people that we know at the
acquaintances pretty
gym,
I wanna
fast.
say, yeah,
it's
associates,
like
acquaintances
we're
is
all
more the
here,
word.
do you even really
Yeah.
know their names? Probably not, but you see them every
My
single
guy.
day.
My guy.
Yeah, hey, you're looking big today, bro.
Yeah, big
Shit
dog,
like
big
that.
dog.
Hey, big dog. All that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But yet
Mhm,
they're not a core group of friends. So as we get older,
mhm,
we understand that like, hey, you need a better connection and relationship to like those are fine and passer
mhm.
but then when you
Agreed.
become a parent, I think when you become a parent, it's even more challenging because soon as you become a parent, a dad, let's say you're in a relationship for however long you're in a relationship for, and it just naturally happens where you spend the time with your significant other, of course, right? And in the beginning, we talk about like, oh, hey, I'd love to have a guys' night, and they're like, I'm gonna have a girls' night, whatever the case is, and you go out and you do these things, and then eventually it morphs into, well, we're going to go do things together. Now we're double dating. Now we've got a group outing or a work party, right? You show off your significant other, whatever, with the things, right? And then when you have kids, right, you don't go out as much. You try to get your date nights in when you can, but it's never the priority. And then your friends go to side, especially the ones that don't have kids, because they don't understand. They just want to do things that you did when you were single and young, whatever the case is, no kids. And so then you find yourself going, you both have talked about this, like,
Mhm.
oh, working with the parents that have kids the same age, that they get along, same team, whatever the case is. Oh, you
Right.
babysit this week, we got next week, right? But you don't actually
Yes.
even. But what happens is you may get along with those people really great, but you're asking them to watch your kids so you can have some time for yourself,
Mhm.
or with your partner. And so I think as you get older, it becomes harder. But you also, at least for me, I know who I am and how I am, and I also know that I'm not for everyone, right? So I can get along with anybody, but that doesn't mean that that person gets to sit at my table. Or even if you do sit at my table and I'm like, hey, maybe, and then you find out certain things about me, and you're like, yeah, that's not for me. That's okay. I'm not
Mhm.
for you. That means you're probably not for me. Right. So we
Right.
become
That
more
kinda
selective with our people that we associate
yeah.
around each other.
And I
Right. Like
think
the
that
three
kinda
of us,
correlates.
we get along great at work,
Yeah,
on here, outside, whatever the case is, but we
everything.
also got the people at work that we work with, and we go, oh yeah, and I have a decent relationship with him, and it's like, and I'll never be caught dead hanging out with you outside of work, because it's like
Yeah,
you would find me highly
Yes.
annoying, and that's fine, and
yeah.
or our perceptions are vastly different and values are vastly different, and
Right.
that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
So I can be selective on that.
Yeah, and that's
You
kinda
know, that's
like
a
go ahead.
I was just thinking like you're talking about too, like when it comes to friends and like let's say, yeah, okay, distance has grown, so you're like kind of trying to reestablish or find new people to be with at that stage of life. Like my tolerance for bullshit and stress outside of work, like,
Yes. Yes. Preach.
my
Preach.
friend group has got to kind of like build me up and vice
Yeah.
versa than be like somebody that's always coming and whining about something or or if they do whine about something one day, then they're the positive the next, like, more of that
Mhm.
balance instead of
All
just
that
like,
energy
"Hey,
shifting.
I've known you forever, so I'll
Yeah.
tolerate your drain."
Right.
Right.
But then, like people that want to do like you're saying, like getting back to your old self, like I can't go out and play football or like full blown pickup basketball anymore, things like
Mhm.
that. But it's like I can go out hiking or find activities, like, I could play some cornhole or around a golf and whatnot. But
Let's go.
it's finding people that can incorporate into hobbies, into,
Mhm.
your lifestyle, like people that want to travel or coach or, whatever it is. Like I do see,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I don't want to be that person. It's like once my kids are out of the house, I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna get into a bunch of TV shows and
Well, you gotta look at it
sit
like
sit on my
you
couch.
kinda
Yeah,
you
I'm
kinda
gonna
learn to like
garden
the
by myself in the backyard.
like say, you feel
So
me?
that's not for me.
That
I want to get back
nah.
out and like have some fun.
Exactly. And then you like look at like why we fit in, man. We like to kick it. We know the part of like the founding thing is fitness, and being dads, being dads and like that.
Hmm.
And we take the job serious. So that's what I think like kind of lead like you said, you kind of weed out the friends like in life, like, well, hold on, I got kids, man. I don't got time for the bullshit. I don't got time for the
Right.
Hmm.
wishy washy. I want to get up and move every day because I want that house, that picture set them up. You kind of realize like you gotta pick and choose with your time. I love my friends, every single one, but the ones you be like that get it, we get it. We meet when we can, barbecues when we can. And you have
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
ones in life that don't understand that, hey, my kid plays sports. I know you're not in your like involved in your aspects. I'm not saying it's wrong, but like you gotta make that choice. And that's what it be. And you kind of get stuck. I feel like sometimes you get stuck in like strategic thinking too far as like the friendships, so like you stop giving it a chance. You're like, all right, man,
Yeah.
we had this string of friends, like, I'm done with it.
Yeah,
I'm done
or
with it.
even like you take like I was about to say offense, but it's not offense, but like, life changes everybody, right? And
Yeah, most
even if
definitely.
you have kids and stuff like, or even like life takes you away. I mean, prime example, some of the people that I've known the longest live a couple hours north of here.
Mm.
So, and when I catch up with them, it's like we saw each other last week, for the most part. But at the same time, like I've gone a couple years without seeing them, and the relationship is just different.
Mhm.
And, you start to see certain things where maybe, you're still friends with them. They're
Yeah.
doing their own thing. They've got their own kids. They're busy. I mean, we make a joke about Tyler all the single time. If it ain't on his calendar, it ain't happening. Trying to
Hey,
call him on a whim, he'll be like, "Well, I got time between 2:15 and 2:45, so we could have one beverage and half a conversation."
Yeah.
mhm.
But
Same
I've
here.
had other friends that are like that. So but
Yeah.
you value and you cherish even the smaller moments that you can. But
Hmm.
you also got to understand that too. Like I said, I've got friends that have kids that we've known each other for 20 plus years, and it's like, but I barely see them. One, just
Mhm.
demographically, it's not in favor.
And
Um,
this
you
shit, being a
know,
parent's full time, man. Like,
right.
man.
Or like, hey, we have a spare bedroom. You can bring your
Yeah.
kid and stay the night. And I was like, or you could come down here. I
Facts.
remember I had a
Yeah.
friend of mine. I said I moved down here 2014, and I think it was like a year later, and I was like, "Man, why don't you come down there?" And he was like, "But you live in Tacoma." I was like, "And?" And he was like, "But the crime and the smell." I was like, "Man, you don't even know." And I was like, and I was guilty of that too. I never came down to Tacoma, like unless it was a concert or something like that. And here I
Mhm.
am, like living
Me.
it. I'm like, oh, I should have lived in Tacoma a long time ago. Like
See,
this is
look,
kind of
that's
The
why the
amazing. I
Tacoma
don't
Tacoma
know what
room.
you.
aroma
That's
has
why the
changed over the
look.
years. That's
But
Yeah,
look, no, look, I tell everybody that's just the barrier, bro. Like once you pass the
yeah,
dome, it's gone. It just keeps everybody out.
yeah.
We don't want all the Northerners
That's,
coming down. Nope. We
well,
like to invade
originally it was
Seattle, but we don't like y'all
yeah,
invading Tacoma. Like we
yeah.
love to
Yeah.
play
Originally,
down there, but
Originally, that aroma kept everybody at bay, but now that shit's gone too. So
Well,
but
that aroma went away. Now it's just those weed processing plants off the
yeah.
16
oh
there.
god,
Like,
yeah,
Oh me,
yeah.
or
yeah,
especially
Like,
down
damn.
center. I'll be driving down center like
Yeah.
looking. I'm
Yeah.
trying look.
yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
trying not to let my face show in front of my kids. I'm like, that smell kind of. I'll be driving like. And I can feel my
So
kids beaming. I can feel their eyes like, let's see if daddy's still gonna get a rise out of this. But man,
Yeah, no, you know what's
medicinal
funny is
purposes.
my son every once in a while will catch like that skunk smell,
Mm.
and he's like, "What is that?" I was like, "Man, somebody ran over a skunk." He's like, "A skunk?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know where it's at, but it's
Yeah.
strong." And he rolled down the window a little bit more.
Oh man.
yeah, it was a big skunk.
Yeah.
They can get as big as like a mountain lion, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
I remember them, telling my kids those little lies. Like, oh yeah, man. Back in the day, until like,
Well, my son found I had a bag of gummies
mm,
of the adult version. And he was like, "What are these?" I was like, "Oh, they just gummies." He's like, "Can I have one?" I
yeah,
said, "Absolutely not."
Mm.
And he was like,
You
"Why
better
not?"
put
I
those
go,
up high now, man.
I said,
yeah,
"They make them
yeah.
for like they make adults for gummies." And I was like, "They just got other ingredients that aren't for kids." I was like, "Your body's not developed for it." That's all I said. He goes, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "And we're locking this shit up because I
Facts.
just got them and just set them on the counter and forgot about them, so they weren't even
Mm.
Hey,
open, thank God."
because once they mention it, that means he was thinking about it. Now you have like, oh, that's on your mind. And now
Yeah,
just because,
Yeah.
as I told you,
he's
no,
g-
that's like an
yeah.
added percentage of you want to try to fuck with him again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
his brain going like, next time I'm not gonna ask.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
God. Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, this is also my son that like, what was it? He was
Oh man.
1.5, and we were at a gathering with my firefighter class, and we were like hosting the next coming class to kind of give them some tips and tricks and let them know like if you guys need anything, we're paying it forward. And there were adult beverages all over my buddy's backyard. It was a pretty big backyard, and next thing you know, I look over and there's my son, fucking can of something alcoholic, just and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
Ran across,
no.
and then it was funny because it was
Well,
like it was probably a
we've been
2 hour
there.
drive home because it was up in Arlington. So man, that kid slept like a champ. So,
We've
Oh
been.
boy.
it was only I think it was like a
Hey, look. So you
yeah,
shared a story. I
Coors
got to
Light, and
join you.
most of it didn't get in his mouth; it got on him more
Oh,
than
man.
anything. But I was like, "Ah, fuck."
Yeah,
So yeah,
as a young, as a parental man, kid, that's when you learn. Start, hey, everybody, you pick your drinks off the floor. I became one of them dads because
yeah,
I had one of those experiences too. I'm like, we're chilling. I'm like, and you kid, you have that feeling. It gets quiet. Like that's my kid, quiet and eerie. Look around, same thing. They're over there, the beer is fun, foaming everywhere. You can tell they like spit out
if
nasty.
your kid is quiet, you
I
know they're
said,
up to no
what?
good.
So
Yeah.
I had to rule at the party like no beers in the living room. You got I'm like, then I hate coming home.
Yeah, no
And it slowly
shit.
became my house became not nobody came over because like your kids like we can't be leaving stuff around. If you smoke, you gotta stay
Hmm.
like we had the whole thing. You was smoking a cigarette, you had to stay outside, you had to wait a second, you had to sanitize your hands. We found out like
Yeah,
tobacco transfers contagious. It was just we was one of them
no
annoying parents
good.
for a second.
Yeah.
And no, like after, but man, like kids like my son did. He helped me with that smoking thing. So that like
Hmm.
they're so nosy. Like one day he came in, he's like, "Dad, why your eyes always red?" I'm like, "Man, I'm like, why?"
Mind your
First I'm
business.
like, "What the fuck you always in my face?" Like you know what I'm saying. The second I'm like, he
Where's your
did. So
Visine
like,
Is
IQ?
that
Come on, man.
yeah. So
yeah?
now
Gotta have
I
that.
we had to go to one of the parents and hiding. Okay, only
You
when the kids are
gotta.
asleep. Around the corner.
Was that scene from Fresh Prince back in the day? Back
Hey,
up, back up. Mind your
hey,
business. That's all. Just mind your
right,
business.
on me.
Mm.
Yeah, so
All right.
We
So
gotta wrap this
I
up,
think
man.
the
We gotta wrap
consensus,
this up.
yeah.
yeah, I think the consensus is that we don't want to, we're not trying to strive to be exactly who we were,
Yeah.
but because obviously the life experiences have made us who we are now, and how we are as parents, and it will help us be a better adult as well. So that is fantastic. So if you would like to comment on what your thought process is, if you're that type of dad that wants to get back to it, no judgment, that's absolutely great. And how are you going about doing it? But also, how have you changed and things like that? Please let us know. Once again, hit that subscribe button. So we really, really appreciate the support. We're
Tap
doing this the
in.
organically way and kind of going about it. So once again, dadstrong253.com is where you can go to find all of the links. Spotify, YouTube, Apple, Instagram, Facebook. We have our community page on Facebook, which I will fully admit we have been terrible. We have not posted anything. I think I've posted a couple things, and I'm sorry. So if you're in that group, I apologize. We will be better on it. Tyler's going to be on the mend for a few weeks. So if you see a lot more posting, it's probably him.
Yeah.
But so let's wrap it up. Another round of some jokes, and then we'll get out of here. So, oh,
Oh, I was just ready. You know, I was ready. I don't look. I'm not gonna say these jokes are up to par, but I got some corny, like shut the fuck up, dad jokes. You know.
I mean, yeah, I think we
Let's
stayed
get
away
it.
from the.
See the dark humor ones. You just gotta find a good one. I mean, that just
You got to
ages
find the good ones.
obliquely
Yeah,
like
some of them are a
like
little like, yeah, I don't
yeah.
know if
You
we
like
would go that route,
yeah
but
no. And I
yeah.
probably would like been a drunk with a couple tequila shots in there. It would have been funny, but you know.
Oh, I mean, you know, here's my thought process on this as well. That maybe one day here in the coming months, maybe at episode 15 or 20, we actually plan for it and we do this shit live. And so maybe we can have people tune in and they can comment in real time and
Ooh.
chat with us. So that is a
Yeah,
future. So
that
that's something
that
I
would
think
definitely
that
be
we could,
something
yeah,
to
and maybe
engage.
we go for it with that. But
Most definitely.
that is down the road. As I mentioned, we're going how we do. So uh
But, reading the jokes, brother.
I mean, I've got a whole bunch of them here. I'm just trying to find the right
Yeah,
one, but
cool. Let me toss it
um
off. All right, what do you call a horny cow?
a horny cow.
Yeah, horny cow.
Is it in the mood?
Don't.
I don't know.
You close, you close. Beef jerky.
Oh wow.
Oh.
um Oh, that's really terrible. But oh, there we go. I just applied for a job at a diner, boys. I told them I really bring a lot to the table.
Say that, sir. Say that, sir.
um,
So I was like, I'm great at multitasking. I can waste time, be unproductive, and procrastinate all at once.
Hey, too bad that's me in real life, though.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, me like, ooh, I just did nothing for this hour.
So in 2017, I didn't do a marathon. I also didn't do one in 2018, 2019, or 2020. It's a running joke.
I
Yeah.
think, you know,
Uh,
oh, me.
what has 5 toes and isn't your foot?
Say that again. Say that again.
So what has 5 toes but isn't your foot?
Your foot?
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh,
My
me.
foot.
Yeah.
Man, I'm coming
Yeah,
across just a
no.
bunch of dumb ones.
Yeah, facts. I didn't see where we kicked out. We got one
You
over
guys
here.
are all don't got all the good ones, huh?
No.
You know the saying, just say no to drugs? Well, if I'm talking to drugs, I probably already said yes.
That's yeah.
Let's see.
Well, my butt probably ran out of my butt.
Uh-oh. I'm about to say, I'm just carrying this shit over here. I tried to start a professional hide and seek team. Didn't work out though. Turns out good players are hard to find.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh man, better repeat doing it. And now I want to find a dark one. That's what you did. You set me up to be looking for a
I
dark
know.
joke.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, I'm back at it again. Goddamn wheel over it. Could have stuck the corny jokes I had on it. All right. So what do you call someone who never passes gas in public?
Somebody who doesn't pass gas?
Yeah, somebody scared of
I
farting
don't know.
public. A
I don't
private
know.
tutor.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
Um, why are friends a lot like snow?
Ooh,
kind of flaky.
yeah, that's a good
Because
one.
if you pee on them, they disappear.
That's good. Just go, just go diddy somebody, huh?
Oh
Right.
no, that's called baby oil.
Oh no, that was R. Kelly. Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
one
R.
of them
Kelly the
perverts.
peer.
Yeah, he was.
That's fucked up.
And
It's
the
like
Dave
you
Chappelle
could go.
skit just popped
It's
in my
like,
head.
man, Diddy got the baby oil. R. Kelly peed on you, and Cosby slipped something in your drink.
Me.
Oh,
God,
that's
Jesus.
the Three Amigos.
Right.
Ooh,
All right. Any
yeah.
more? Or
So
are you guys done?
I don't know. An apple a day keeps the doctor away,
I used to hear
or or it does, or at least if you throw it hard enough. That's,
Right.
that.
uh,
I was shouldn't did to the goddamn teacher when they said back in the day. You know.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, how are marriages like algebra?
I don't know.
uh,
Because when you look at your ex, you can't help but wonder why.
Oh.
that was a math, yeah,
That
math
was a good
joke
one.
for you.
That's a good one.
Oh, me.
That's good.
I had to slide it on that note.
My last one here. I've made my final plans for when I do die one day that I'm gonna go and get cremated. It's my final hope for a smoking hot body.
The reversal.
That's your extreme
Oh my
weight
God.
loss plan.
You
That's
hear
an
about me?
extreme weight loss.
Somebody,
I'm gonna lose
oh me.
230
He
pounds.
said that extreme sauna. We in that
That's right.
bitch.
Yep. Sweat out everything. So, anything else from you guys?
Wow, man. Always tap in for that dash back over here. You feel me? I'm about to coin that word. It's the dash back on all
The
situationals,
dad
you
spec.
know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm
That's
coining it.
I like it. I can support that. So,
So.
well, as we say, we appreciate it once again. We
Yes,
are also
sir.
going to be. I think I said this last week, but we are official ambassadors for Deutsch
Deutsch.
cookie dough.
Deutsch cookies.
So we'll be making that video actually, hopefully, maybe even tonight, of like taste testing this stuff and giving you our honest opinion. And if you guys want to purchase it, we'd appreciate it. It is gluten free, free from 8 different things that cause allergies in cookie dough, and low sugar. So we're gonna give it a shot, and hopefully, it doesn't taste like cardboard. So, anyways, as per usual, we thank you again. Tune in every week. Episodes come out on Wednesday. As I mentioned, dashrock253.com is where you can find all the places you can find us. And any final words, gentlemen?
Tap
See
in.
you later.
All right. Subscribe, like, give us feedback. We appreciate it. Till next week, we'll see you on the next one.
Yeet.